What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today is new fish day, so make sure you stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description. As you can see, I am so excited because the brand new goldfish are arriving today and I cannot wait to see them. So the box should be arriving any minute now, hopefully within the next hour. It is being delivered by APC Couriers, which I mentioned in the last video about importing fish, transshipping fish, acclimating fish, and finally shipping fish to other hobbyists and friends. So if you haven't seen that, go and watch that video and then come back here right away because these new fish are about to arrive. I'm going to show you over to the new tank because I've done a few little tweaks to it. I'm going to show you what it's looking like, and we also need to remove the mollies as well. So temporarily I'm going to remove those mollies. As I said, they're going to be going into the nano tank in the kitchen where the fighter is, and then my friend is coming this afternoon to come and take them all to his tank, as I mentioned previously in one of the videos. So we're going to head over to that tank now and I will talk you through that. A quick overview on the tank just before the goldfish arrive. I just did a 50% water change yesterday to make sure the water is as fresh as possible for our new inhabitants. As you can see, I got a new air pump, so the air stones at the back are working, and I think it looks really nice. I'm really happy with the symmetry of it. You also can see that the tank is illuminated, and I'm going to show you up there what light I got. Now you may be thinking what light I could have gone for. Maybe I could have gone for a T5 unit, an LED, a cheap night crew light, or a more expensive fluval aqua sky, for example. There are many lights to choose from, but I mentioned probably about 2 weeks ago that this was a budget build and I wanted to sort of keep that in theme. As I said, the cabinet cost me £40 plus about £10 to pimp it up. The tank cost me about £10, and then all the other bits were sort of second hand and used bits that I found around in the fish shed. So I'm going to show you what light I use now and talk you through it. As you can see above the tank, we've actually got an LED floodlight. Now this is 10 watts, but I think it lights up the tank pretty well. Now this LED cost me a whole £5, so it was an absolute bargain, brand new. I just wired it up and it's connected to a timer. The air is also connected to the timer as well, so it turns off at night because the bubbles are a little bit noisy, and sometimes when I've got guests over, I don't want it to be too noisy if they're sleeping on the sofa bed, for example. So that will turn off at night, and also the goldfish metabolism slows down at night. They aren't feeding, so that air isn't too necessary as well. So as you can see, I've got the £5 floodlight. I've just attached it to the wall. If I change my mind, I can just unscrew it and fill the holes and paint it, so it's not really too much of an issue. But I think it does quite a nice job, lights up the tank quite nicely, and I think the fish colours will pop quite well. So I'm just going to sit the camera back down on the tripod, and then we can talk about how we are going to be introducing the new fish. As I mentioned, I'm going to remove all of the mollies from the tank. They've been doing really well, eating lots of food, so hopefully they've got that new filter up and cycled really well. I'm going to go and move them into the nano tank before my friend comes this afternoon to collect them all, and then hopefully very soon our new better will be arriving as well. So right now I'm going to get prepared for the new fish to come. We're going to need some scissors to open the box, likely some towels because I'm sure there will be some splashing and I'm sure there will be some water ending up on the floor. I'm going to remove the lid from the top of the tank so we can float that bag in there, and then the next time I pick up the camera we will be unboxing those fish and I will show you exactly what we've bought. So catch you in a few.
A few moments later.
Now you can see the box has finally arrived. I've got my scissors, I've also taken the lid off the tank, and I've also got a net up there just in case I need it. So the package is still sealed. You can see the APC labels are still intact, so this is going to be a live unboxing. So I really hope that all the fish are going to be okay. So I'm just going to take the sellotape off, and then we're going to do that temperature acclimation that I spoke about in the last video. Hopefully you watched that one. So I'm just going to be floating the bag for around 20 to 25 minutes. If you didn't watch that video, I basically said it's great to know what temperature your fish are going to be at from your cellar. So I found out what temperature these fish are going to be at, and then I matched that temperature in this tank. So hopefully they won't need too much acclimation, and hopefully they are all okay. So hopefully, there we go. Wow. So there was a heat pack in there which was really nice from the cellar. It's still slightly warm, which is really good. These have actually arrived in, I'd say, approximately 20 hours, 21 hours, so that's really good. Wow, they're a bit bigger than I thought, which is absolutely awesome. They are looking great. So I'll just lift the bag up here for you. Quite heavy, but hopefully you can see our red and white Ryukin. So I'm just going to float these in the tank now, and then we can speak a bit more about them. We actually ended up with 5 fish in the end, and I selected 5. They're looking so good, and I'm actually so happy. I can't believe how big they are, and the quality is actually far better than they looked in the video, so I'm so happy. And I'm really happy. They're looking absolutely great. As you will notice, the water is slightly blue, and this is because there is some methylene blue in the bag. I think I did mention that in the last video. Methylene blue is an antibacterial. It can also help with the oxygen absorption of the fish, and it can just reduce that stress just a little bit. So quite a few sellers do add this to the bag. The fish are looking absolutely great, looking nice and happy and healthy. They're not struggling, they're not splashing about too much. So I'm probably going to let them acclimate for around 20 minutes, and then, as I mentioned in the last video, I'm going to scoop them out of the bag, making sure I don't get any of that bag water into the tank. Now, generally with new goldfish, I would always quarantine them, but because these are the first inhabitants into this tank, they are technically the first fish going in, so there is no need for quarantine because this acts as the quarantine tank itself. As you can also see, I removed all of the mollies from the tank, and now they are back in the nano tank, ready for my friend to come and collect them. So I'm gonna sit back for around 20 minutes, let them acclimate, and then we can get them in the tank.
1 eternity later.
You can see I've just released the fish in the tank. They've been in there for literally a couple of minutes, and they're all looking really good. It's actually quite interesting to know because one of them was upside down in the bag, and I thought, unfortunately, it's going to have some swim bladder problems, but it seems to have righted itself, so potentially that pressurized air in the bag had caused it to lose its buoyancy a little bit, but now it is out of there. It's looking so much better, and I can't even tell which one it was now. So I'm gonna, as I said before, I'm gonna let them settle in, and then later on we can put the lights on, get the air stones running, and then we can get some good shots, maybe some underwater shots as well. But as I said, they are fin perfect. They are so nice and really good quality, and I'm so happy with them. So I'm gonna catch you in a few hours, and then we'll get some good shots of them. So see you in a bit. As you can see, the fish are looking absolutely amazing, and I am so happy with them. They've been in the tank now for around 5 to 6 hours, and they have settled in so well. I haven't given them any food yet because they have had a stressful journey, but probably by tomorrow evening I will start to introduce a little bit of food. I need to make sure that water is kept in tip-top condition, especially for the first week or 2 weeks, just to make sure they settle in really well. There's no problems with any bacteria, for example, and their health is just kept in that pristine tip-top condition so they can recover from their journey and settle in nice and easily. So as you can see, we have the 5 red and white Ryukin, and they are just looking so good, and I'm so happy with them. I'll try and get some underwater shots or some close-ups now and let you enjoy them for what they are, and then I'm sure we will be showing many more videos of them in the future. Maybe we will do a video like we did with the Ranchu, where we bowled them up, looking at the qualities and what to look for in selecting the Ryukin as a goldfish, the positives and negatives to this variety, and potentially how to choose positive and negative traits in the fish as well. So I'm going to get those close-ups. Thank you all for watching as always. Remember to keep those water changes up and happy fish keeping.